What is up, boys and girls? I have not made a video in quite some time, and I do apologize for that. I've had a crazy schedule lately, so it's been hard to fit a new video in. But today we are going to make another commander deck from scratch. We're going to do either loot, the Exuberant Explorer, or Gimli, Counter of Kills. These two tied in the polls, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip a coin. Let's go to flip a coin, and then let's see, we got two. We're going to do heads is loot, or tails is Gimli. So, it looks like it hit heads, so we'll do heads for loot. Alright. Next video, I might do Gimli. For the next poll, I'm going to add this suggestion here to that poll. That way, we can get, whoever suggests different commanders, we can add those to the polls. We can also replace some of my options with suggestions if needed, but who knows. Alright, so let's get started on loot. It's basically, what we're going to be making out of this is a simple landfall deck. I've always wanted to make a landfall deck. They seem pretty strong, and loot seems like a pretty good commander for that. So basically what loot does is you may play an additional land on each of your turns. Zoom in a little. Okay, that works. Alright. You may play an additional land on each of your turns, and then every turn you can play 2 lands, so that's really good for our landfall procs. And then with 6 mana, you can tap him and look at the top 6 cards and reveal a creature card with mana value less than or equal to the number of lands you control from among them, and just slap it onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom in any random order. So I guess what our main plan is going to be is to get 10 lands as fast as possible, and then just start tapping him and getting high CMC cost creatures or really good land creatures and throwing them on the battlefield. So we're going to go here and we're going to go landfall, and we're just going to start scrolling. We're going to see what kind of landfall creatures there are. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to be using. But first thing I see right here is Mossborn Hydra. It has trample. It enters with a +1/+1 counter on it, and then it has landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, you double the amount of +1s on it. So we're going to take that, and then we're going to go over here. We're going to go decks. Search decks, or not search. We're going to create a new deck. Name it loot. Landfall. And then our commander is going to be loot. Exuberant Explorer. And let's see if he's got any cooler art. Let's see, switch printing. Oh, he does. That's so cute. That new art's 40s. Oh, okay, that one's not bad. Let's use that. That's adorable. Alright. Why is it clipping like that? Alright, whatever. Alright, let's add our first landfall card, Mossborn Hydra. And there we go. Let's see. Let's get rid of that. We are here. Okay. Let's see what other landfalls we got. Alright, we got an Elsworn Giant. This is a 5 CMC. How much was Hydra's only 3 mana? That's pretty good. Get him out turn 3. Alright, let's see. Elsworn Giant has reach And whenever a land you control enters, create a green elf. Okay. That's not bad at all. Alright, there we go. Let's see, Treetop Snare Spinner. Reach, Death Touch, put a +1/+1 counter target creature control. I don't think we need that in our lives. Let's see, Scythecat Cub. Trample landfall. Whenever you land enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. This is the second time this ability is resolved this turn. Double the number of +1/+1s on that creature instead. Okay, that's pretty good. So we could boost up our commander if we wanted, swing for commander damage, or just boost up any creature. Like that Hydra we put in. Why is that $40? Holy. Not sure. Alright, Scute Swarm has landfall. That's a pretty given. We always want Scute Swarm in there. In any landfall deck. Let's see. Rampaging Balos. Trample. Whenever a land you control enters, you may create a 4/4 green beast. Yeah, sure, why not? That's pretty good. We might be able to cheat him out with Loot's ability as well. Let's see. Avenger of Syndicare. When it enters, create a plant for each. Create a 0. Enters the battlefield, create a 0/1 green plant creature token for each land you control. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may put a +1/+1 counter on each plant you control. Okay. That's pretty good. Make a bunch of plants. A lot of landfalls going wide, it seems. Alright, Tireless Provisioner. This one's a given. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, you create a food or treasure. So, that's pretty good. I think this also has some combos with it, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Kadoma. We're not using Simic colors. Combos. Let's see. Combos. We could add this combo in there. If it was put there into the battlefield with this ability, you may put a permanent card with equal or lesser value from your hand onto the battlefield. Interesting. Infinite colored mana, infinite food tokens, infinite landfall triggers, infinite life gain. Infinite landfall triggers sounds pretty good. So we'll add Kadoma of the East Tree and Guildless Commons. That's a pretty good combo to go. It's also a very cheap combo. It's like a $5 combo, so anyone can play that. And it's purely green, so yeah. Let's see. Cursor of Crufix. Play with the top card of your library revealed. You may play lands from the top. Okay. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. That's not bad. It lets us play lands from the top. I don't think I really want it. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, add 1 mana of any color. That's not bad. Oh, snap. Where did our deck go? Oops. Decks. There we are. I don't know how I killed that. We kept our Kadoma combo. Yeah. Alright. Let's throw Lotus in there. So why not? Alright, Glean Sleeves, Moro Sorcerer. Protection from planeswalkers from wizards. Green sleeves. Power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a 3/3 badger. That's not bad at all. Let's throw that in there. Why is the landfall card so weirdly expensive? Like, why is that $20? Like, who uses badgers? I guess it's could be a commander. Like, you can make a badger commander. That'd be cool. Alright, a gore. Alright, we're entering the high synergy cards. A Gore of Autumn. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may play lands from the top of your library. Coven, as long as you control 3 or more creatures with different powers. You may cast creature spells from the top of your library. You may play 2 additional lands on each of your turns. That's crazy. Let's throw that there. Let's skip Autumn. I don't think she's that great. Ashaya, Soul of the Wild. Power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. Non-token creatures you control are forest lands, in addition to their other types. So that's pretty good. We'll throw that in there. Are the combos with Ashaya cheap? Let's go check. Oh. I guess we don't have combos. Last card. Commander. Combos. There we go. Return a force you control to its owner's hand. Untap target creature. That's pretty good. Infinite landfalls. You activate any non-token creature you control except Quarian Ranger. By tapping it, adding 1 land. Activate Quarian Ranger by returning itself from the battlefield to your hand, untapping the creature tapped for mana. Cast Quarian Ranger by paying 1. Repeat. Got it. That's pretty good. Let's add this guy, this girl, and Ashaya in here. That gives us another infinite land combo. Landfall combo. It's also very cheap. Oh, I accidentally added 2 of these. Alright, remove 1. Then we have... Where'd that elf go? Oh, there she is. That's a weird printing. Let's just use this one. Alright. Let's kill that. Let's kill that. Let's go back here. Okay, those were our high synergy cards. Alright. Top cards. Alright, we are probably going to want as many of these cultivate effects as we can, because you search your library for basic lands, reveal those cards, and put it on the battlefield, so it triggers landfall immediately. I don't know why I keep exiting out of this, but alright. We got Cultivate, we got Kodoma's Reach. Does the same thing. Search for your library for basic lands, put 1 on the battlefield, another into your hand. Let's see, Rampant Growth, same thing. Search your library for a land card. Beast Within's kind of just a green staple. Destroy target permanent. I'll throw that in there, because why not? Let's see, when an enchantment, let's go search your library for a force card, put that onto the battlefield, then shuffle, yes. Features lore. Let's go back up to these. Cultivate. And then let's look up just similar cards That's probably going to be helpful. Explosive vegetation. Yes. Let's put a bunch of these cards in there. Don't see why not. Farseek, yes. Nature's Lore, I think we already put that one in there. So let's see, Sky Scrouch Claim. Search your library for up to 2 fours. Put them onto the battlefield and shot. Okay, that's crazy. That's 4 mana, but shouldn't be too hard to do. And that's it. Only 6. Yeah, seems like it. Excuse me. Let's grab Heroic Intervention, why not? While we're at it. Protect our board state. Alright. See, Gurok's Uprising. When this enchantment enters, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. Creatures you control have trample. Whenever a creature you control with power 4 or greater enters, draw a card. Okay, gives us card draw, gives our creatures trample. What is going on here? I know I'm not closing that tab. Strange. Alright, we'll throw that in there. Let's see, Felling Blow. Put a +1/+1 on target creature. Then creature deals damage equal to its power to target opponent. Creature. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Play with the top card of your library revealed. You may play lands from the top of your library. That's a 4-drop. I feel like playing lands from the top of my library is not bad. But also, how often is that going to happen, you know? I think if we're going to do that, we're going to do something with like Autumn, Augur of Autumn. As long as you control 3 or more creatures with their powers, you may cast creature spells. You may play lands from the top of your library. Yeah, let's grab this one. We'll use this one as that effect. Okay, scroll back down. Green spells you cast cost 1 less. Yeah, let's grab that. Cultivate Colossus. That's a big card. Trample. Cultivates power and toughness each equal to the number of lands you control. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. If you do, draw a card and repeat. Ooh, that could go hard. Let's throw that big boy in there. Creatures. Alright, we're getting into the good stuff now. The creatures is where it's at. Let's see. Lumbra, Beller of Woods. Lumbra, Beller of the Woods, power toughness equal to the number of lands you control. When Lumbra enters, mill 4 cards, then return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. I think we're going to skip on this one. Yeah, we're not doing like landfall, mill stuff, so we're going to skip on the mill, Lumbra. Alright, let's see. Springheart Non-Tugo. Bestow 2. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1. And then it has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 2. Springheart is attached to a creature you control. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature. If you didn't create a token this way, create a green insect instead. That's pretty cool. I say we throw that in there. Attach it to our commander. Oh, well, I guess we can't create a copy of our commander, but we can create a copy of, let's say, this druid. We can create a copy of this Avengers guy, get more landfall triggers. Create a copy of this plant beast, bunch of giants. We got a bunch of creatures we can copy. Alright, let's see. Titania. You may play forest from your graveyard. Okay, that's not bad. Whenever a force you control enters, create a 5/3 elemental token. Alright. That sounds like a deal to me. Let's see, Ancient Greenworn. You may play lands from your graveyard. If a land enters the battlefield, causes a trigger ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Sounds like a good deal to me. He's a 5/7. These are going to be our cards we hopefully cheat out with loot. I guess we're probably not going to play that many lands from our graveyard, but the other effects are pretty good. Alright, we got Bristly Bill, Landfall. Why is this guy $30? Whenever a land enters the battlefield, you put a +1/+1 on target creature. And you can just pay 5 mana and double the number of +1s on each creature. That's pretty strong. Doubling the amount of +1s. We also have other creatures that make +1s on themselves. Sacrifice Sukuba Tribe, search your library for a basic land, put that card onto the battlefield tapped. I mean, triggers of landfall, so why not? Let's see, Seedborn Muse, untap all permanents you control during each other player's untap step. I don't think we want the generic ramp. We want landfall ramp, if that makes sense. So hopefully we can find more. Let's go here. See if we got similar cards. I think there's some landfall ramp in creatures that we can do. Let's see, Seedborn Muse. I think we're good on Seedborn. Let's see. Quilled Great Worm. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage during your turn, put that many +1s. You may cast this card from your graveyard by removing 6 counters from among creatures you control in addition to paying its other costs. I don't think I want him. Alright, here we go. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Lands you control are every basic land type in addition to their other types. I think we just want him for the landfall. Extra landfall. I don't think landfall affects stack. I think that'd be pretty nutty if they did. Let's see, Galta. Trample. Whenever it enters a battlefield, put any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. That could be good. 12/12 with Trample. If we manage to cheat this out with our commander, that'd be even better. I'll throw Galta in there, why not? Excuse me. Let's see. Multani. Reach Trample whenever our multi-avatar gets +1/+1 for each land you control and each land card in your graveyard. Return 2 lands you control to their owner's hand. Return multi from the graveyard to your hand. Ooh, that's pretty cool. So we could get extra landfall with him. If he dies. Spell costs X less, where X is the total power of your creatures you control. I mean, Galta's not bad. Galta's good and has Trample 12/12. We got this Galta. I think I'd rather have this Galta. Let's see. We'll throw him in there if we want him. If we want him gone, we'll throw him out. If that makes sense. All right. Let's see. Crater Hoof. When he enters, creatures get +X/X, where X is the number of creatures you control. Crater Hoof is kind of just a win con. It's like the main green win con, so we'll throw him in there. Are we on Reef Hydra? Trample, landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, you put a +1 on him. If that land is a forest, put 2 +1s. Okay. Say less. He also has trample. Let's see, reach. Power equal to your lands. When it enters the battlefield, you search your library for a land card, put it into the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Yeah, I think we're going to skip that one. Vigilance, when this creature enters, choose one. No. Ogier is pretty good. I really like Ogier as a card. It's only $4 now. That's crazy. He got a repent recently. Alright, Tireless Tracker. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, you investigate, which is create a clue. Whenever you sacrifice a clue. I mean, clues are useful. Gives us card draw. So why not? Let's see. We already have Kadoma in there. You may play lands from your graveyard. We don't really need that many effects that say that. Like, God, good grief. You may play additional lands on each of your turns. Wayward Sawtooth can't attack or block unless you have City's Blessing. No thanks. Landfall. Finally, some more landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield on your roll, put a +1/+1 counter on Undergrowth Champion. Damage will be dealt to Undergrowth Champion while it has +1/+1 counters on it. Prevent that damage. Okay. And remove a +1. That sounds pretty good. Sounds like a difficult card to get off the field. Each equals the number of lands. Whenever Brewless of Fears band attacks, draw a card. Then you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. Okay, that's pretty good. Gives it an extra land drop when it attacks. 6. Whenever 6 attacks, mill 3 cards. Put a land from among them onto the battlefield. As long as it's your turn, non-land permanent cards in your graveyard have retrace. In addition to paying its other costs. When Eternal Witness enters the battlefield, you may return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Kona Rescue Beastie is a really good card, but we're not playing around him. Vorniclex. When enters battle, fetch your library for up to 2 forests, reveal them, put them into your hand. Sounds like a deal to me. Which one are we getting? Just regular one, the Grand Revolutionary. Yeah, that one. And then you transform them, mill 10 cards, put up to 2 creature cards, distribute 7 +1s. Till end of the turn, you control. Creatures you control gain 1. This creature fights target creature. Okay, it just makes all of our boards start fighting things. That's kind of cool. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, its controller may draw a card if its power is greater than each other creature's power. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. I think I'd rather have Selvala because it's the same thing as Beast Whisperer, but you get that add X mana. Kolga. Kolga's good for getting rid of enchantment artifacts. I'm gonna be wanting to do that. Let's see. Surrak of Goreclaw. You're bound to put a +1/+1 counter on it. It gains haste. Other creatures you control have trample and when they enter, they have haste. That's pretty good. Giving our creatures trample is solid. Toast key. Spell can't be countered. Indestructible. Attacks each combat. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. I mean, we're going to be swinging a lot with creatures. Toski doesn't sound too bad. I'm straying away from landfall. Landfall, whenever land enters, create a 1/1 green sapling. I mean, I kind of like that, but also it kind of seems pretty mid. And then let's see, return a forest. You control to its owner's hand, untap target creature. We already have that in our deck. Whenever this creature enters, exile to 1 target card from your graveyard. Overlord. Whenever Overlord enters or attacks, create a tap colors land token named everywhere. That is a basic land. Then I think this guy gives us landfall procs, whenever it attacks. So I think we do want him. That sounds fun. If you tap a permanent for mana, it produces 3 times. Trample. Whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 mana pool. Whenever your opponent taps a land for mana, that land doesn't untap during its controller's untapped. That's pretty brutal. I think I'm just going to go strictly landfall. I'm not trying to play around these crazy effects. Nisa landfall. Whenever land enters the battlefield, add 1 mana of any color. Then if this is the second time this ability is rolled this turn, reveal cards from the top of your library until reveal an elf or elemental card. Put that card into your hand and then the rest on the bottom of the library in a random order. How many elves and elementals do we have? Oh, there's an elemental, there's one. That was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, an elf. There's another elf. There's another elemental. 8, 9, 10. I guess we're playing an elemental deck, so sure, why not? Let's grab that bad boy. Alright, when Regal Force enters the battlefield, draw a card for each green creature you control. Let's see, Fanatic of Ronas, add, activate only control creature with power 4 greater, Eternalize. No. Defender, landfall, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, proliferate? Sure. I mean, we do have a lot of +1 effects, so. Enters the battlefield, search your library for a force card, put that card on the battlefield, then shuffle. Maybe when this creature enters, you may destroy target artifact or enchantment. Alright, instance. Alright, hero, you sacrifice a land, search your library for up to 2 basic lands, put them on the battlefield, then shuffle. Okay, sure, why not? Let's see, Intish Restoration, sacrifice a land, search your library for up to 2 basic lands, put them on the battlefield, then shuffle. If you control a power creator for a raider, instead search your library for up to 3 basic lands. Okay, that can trigger 3 landfalls. That's pretty solid. Draw a card equal to the greatest power among creatures, non-humans you control. 4. That's a 5-drop. No thanks. Search your life for a creature card, reveal it. Worldly Tutor. I don't think we need Worldly Tutor. We're not tooting anything. We don't have anything crazy win cons going on. We're kind of just trying to put as many lands on the field, get as many landfall procs. I don't think we need Worldly Tutor to do that. Search your library for a creature card. Creature or land card. Reveal it, put on the battlefield tapped. If it's a land card. Otherwise, put it into your hand. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature control. It deals damage. Okay. Or exile target artifact or enchantment. Okay. That's a pretty good triple threat. Triple combo. Let's see. Rolling Regrowth. Sacrifice land. Search live for 2 basic lands. Okay. Yeah. Alright. I feel like we're missing some good landfall creatures. Fog, prevent all damage. No, destroy Nature's Claim, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Yeah, we'll throw that in there. That's a pretty good removal card. Go forth. Search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand. Sure. Let's see. Force of Vigor. Destroy up to 2 target artifacts and or enchantments. It's not bad. You can play it for free if you exile a green card from your hand. I think that gives us a pretty solid amount of enchantment destruction and artifact destruction. Mists, nothings. We could make people fight things, but I don't think I want to. Gaia's Give, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains reach, trample, hexproof, and indestructible. That could be good. Explore. You may play an additional land this turn, draw a card. Search your library for a forest card, put it on the battlefield, then shuffle 3 visits. Sure. Do I have 3 visits already? Let's see. No, I do not. Okay. This gives us a card draw for 2. That's not horrible, I guess. Let's see. I think we have Skyshot Claim already. We cast a spell with mana value of 5 or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. Draw a card equal to the greatest power among. That's pretty solid if we have something strong on the field. Then we can slap something down. Awakened Woods. No thanks. Let's see. Reveal X. You put any number of permanent cards with mana value X or less from among them onto the battlefield. Then put all cards revealed this way that weren't put onto the battlefield into your graveyard. I think we do want that. Could be like a Hail Mary once we get a bunch of lands from our landfalls. Alright, Bushwhack. Choose one. Search your library for a basic land card. Reveal it, put it into your hand. Or we can make something fight. I like the ores. I like the and or cards. Let's see. Final finale of devastation could also be like a Hail Mary. Each of those tokens fights a different one of those creatures. Overwhelming Stampede is pretty good. We are going to be going wide a lot too, so Overwhelming Stampede seems like a solid addition. We have 65 cards. The spell can't be cast on draw cards equals greatest toughness among creatures you control. Then put any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. I think we want Last March of the Ints. And I think that's it. That's pretty solid. Nisa's Pilgrimage. I think we're going to throw that in there. And then kind of chill out. Creatures through control gain +10/+10 and gain vigilance. 5, 6, 7. That's a sorcery for 7. Escape Shift could be good too. I think we're going to skip that one. That gives us X land procs. That's pretty solid. Traverse the Outlands. That's useless. Search your library for a land card, reveal it, put it into your hand. Alright, let's throw Seasons in there. Gives us some card draw or some enchantment destruction. Enchantment artifact, let's see. I think we're good with sorceries. The Great Hinge is solid. I think we'd want Lightning Greaves though. And then Swiftfoot Boots. The spell costs X less because blah blah. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on it and draw a card. Let's skip that. That's $55 for that. That's silly. Conduit Worlds. Choose target non-land permanent card from your graveyard. If you haven't cast a spell this turn, you may cast that card. If you do, you can't cast it. I mean, that gives us good graveyard play, but I kind of like it. That's some solid graveyard play. If someone gets rid of our Galta, we can bring it back. Whenever a player plays a land, that player draws a card. Yeah, that sounds great. We're going to be drawing a bunch of cards with that. Creature has Hexproof and Haste. Yeah, we already threw that in there. Landfall on an artifact. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 2. If you do, draw a card. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. No. gives us landfall on a creature, which isn't bad per se. Like we need it. Landfall, whenever you land injures, your crit creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. That's pretty mid. Okay, okay. Pay 1, untap target creature. Yeah. Green creatures you control. Cost 1 less to cast. Whenever you cast a creature spell, target creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains trample. Alright, we're in enchantments now. There's a lot of landfall enchantments if I remember correctly. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, gain 1 life. Whenever you may play an additional land. When this class becomes level 3, target land you control becomes a creature. With haste, this creature's power and toughness equals each. Druid class is pretty mid. Alright, Sindira's Royal. Landfall. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/2 green elemental. Does loot get a permanent, or does it loot only get a creature? Look at the top, says you may reveal a creature card. Yeah, he only gets a creature. I don't feel like this landfall is worth, because it's a 5-drop. We could be spending our 5-drops a little better. I don't know. You can play additional land on each of your turns. Whenever non-token creature in the battle. We have that in our commander, so we don't really need it. Under your control, if it doesn't have the same name as another creature you control or a creature card in your graveyard, draw a card. That gives us some extra card draw. Whenever a non-token creature enters, you may look at the top card you'll ever anytime, and you may play lands as they and cast creature and enchantment spells from the top of your library. Retreat of Kazunda is pretty good. Whenever you landfall, put a +1 on target creature. Kind of like this case of a locked house, though. If we have 7 or more lands, we can just play from the top of our library. I think we put that in there, and we take that other card out that does the same thing. This guy. Yeah. I think we take this one out. Keep that enchantment in. I think we're going to skip on that one. Alright, Kalanda, when landfall, you put a quest counter on her. Remove 3 quests and sacrifice it. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. Put them on the battlefield. That gives us 2 more land procs. I think we skipped that one. I like these enchantments. Enchant a creature. When it enters the battlefield, I draw a card, or we draw a card, and then enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a green elk. You can put that on someone's commander and just make it useless. When you unlock, you may cast spells from your graveyard this turn to your graveyard from anywhere, exile instead. Whenever a creature with power 3 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Whenever an opponent plays a land, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. That's pretty good. It's also $30. think we're gonna. I think we're good on these. At the beginning of each combat, deal power tops of each creature you control until the end of turn. That's pretty solid. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each forest you control. That's pretty good. We could give that to our commander. Probably swing for commander damage. Let's grab this because I think that's solid. If we have Galta on the field, draw a card if it's power 3 or greater. Otherwise, put 2 +1s. I love Tribute of the World Tree. It's such a good green card. Put a +1/+1 counter target creature or vehicle. Put X +1/+1s on target land you control. It becomes a 0. And throw Tribute of the World Tree in there, and I think we're gonna call it a day. Doubling season. We're not really doubling anything. Magnify also makes our opponent's commanders useless. I like that. Alright, let's see. Defense of the Heart. Abundance. If you draw a card, you may instead choose land or non-land or reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a card of the chosen kind. Put that card into your hand, put all the other cards revealed this way at the bottom of your library. That's pretty cool. Just throw a bunch of lands into our hand like that. If we have multiple card draw effects, that's pretty solid. Enchanted permanent is a colorless forest land. That's pretty funny. We can enchant more of our opponents. Alright, let's see. Whenever you tap a forest for mana, add an additional, put 3 counters. Untap it becomes elemental haste, that's still in. Lands you control have indestructible. Search your library for any number of forest cards, put them onto the battlefield tab, then shuffle your library. That sounds cool if we can get that to proc. Ren and 7 sounds pretty good too. Reveal top 4 cards from your library, put all land cards revealed this way into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. I kind of like Ren and 7 a little more than Nisa. Nisa just gets all our lands from our deck onto the battlefield instantly. I think we throw Ren and 7 in here. Nisa is probably going to die before we get that off, like, for real, if we want to be real with ourselves. Let's grab Reliquanthy Tower. Let's grab this thing, because it sounds cool. Let's add... I don't think we need mana artifacts. Let's just add a bunch of land. Let's add Rogue's Passage. let's add fuck is that? Oh, land creature? What? Alright, whatever. Temple of the False Gods is pretty good for this deck. We're gonna have 5 lands pretty quick. Dude, that Strip Mine art goes hard. I don't think I've seen that before. It's got a little UFO on it. Destroy target land. Green tier mana for each creature you control. That's crazy. That's $800. Oh, that's not bad. We'll throw that in there. And then I think maybe Soaring. Throne of Eldraine's pretty solid. Let's throw this one in there. That's pretty good. Moss time enters battlefield tab. I like this. Gives us an extra land proc, I think. That's how that works. Search your library for basic land, yeah. Search your library for basic land, yeah. Tap 2, sacrifice, search your library for up to 2 basic lands, okay. Yeah, okay. I got a bunch of these. I didn't know there were so many of these kind of lands. It does help the agenda, though. The agenda is being helped a lot here. Windswept. Yeah, sure. I don't know why this one's $30 and the rest of them are 10 cents. I guess because this one doesn't come in tapped. I think that's about it. I think that's all we want. Let's throw Demolition Field in there. Because I've been having some problem with opponent's lands lately. And then let's just look up 4. Oh yeah, we can add 2 forests now. That's great. Alright, let's see how many lands we really have. 17. Alright, we're gonna have to pump those numbers up. Alt 1. 26. We're going till 30 at least. Okay, 41's too much. 38. Let's do 35. 19 forests. The rest are search for your forests. And some other good stuff. Okay, that sounds good. We gotta get rid of 17 cards now. At the beginning, comment double power. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 5-drop. I like these little auras. I think we're going to keep those in there just for funsies. I like case. That's solid. Abundance is solid. Whenever enchantment enters, you make... Yeah, we need some card draw. I think we can get rid of Blankwood Armor. I don't know. I kind of like that too. I think we probably get rid of Unnatural Ghoul. Let's see. We got Unnatural Growth. I think we can get rid of this. Keep all that. 8 enchantments, that's not bad. Let's see, let's keep that. Whenever he enters, draw a card. If you do, draw a card, okay. I don't feel like paying 2 to draw a card. Oh no. Yeah, let's remove that. 6 artifacts. Emerald Medallion, solid. Alright, the rest of the instance. Let's see. I like most of these instants. I don't think we need the destroy single target. Yeah, destroy target artifact or enchantment for 1. That's not bad. Yeah. Heroic Intervention's good. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. Put them on the battlefield, then shuffle. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Draw up to 2. I think we get rid of Go Forth. Destroy target permanent. Beast Within is always solid. Heroic Intervention, Nature's Claim. We have a lot of artifact and enchantment hate already. I think we get rid of that one. I mean, it's good, but do we really need it? When we have the monkey and all this double seasonings and all that. Draw cards equal to increased power. You may then cast a spell. That's good. Refreshes our hand a bit. That's pretty solid. Okay. Oh man, we have a bunch of sorceries. Okay. Let's get rid of Explorer. Cultivate, Bushwhack. I think we can get rid of Bushwhack. We want to keep the up to 2s. We might get rid of the 1s. This is a 2-drop. Farseek is a 2-drop for 1, 2. Nature's Lore, search your library up to 2. For up to 2. Okay, let's get rid of Nature's Lore and Farseek. Because that only searches us 1 land. We want to search multiple lands. Alright, how many creatures do we have? I think a lot. Yeah, 37. Let's narrow this down a little bit. I think we can get rid of this because we have that in our commander. We don't really need that. Let's get rid of the... I like Kalta. Landfall, whenever land you enter, Control enters, create a 1/1 green elf. Okay. Proliferate. Okay. I kind of want to remove the Galtas, but I'm not exactly sure. We have a lot of elementals. Landfall, trample. Let's. I guess we could get rid of Ogre. Okay, we can get rid of this. We can get rid of her. Oh no, that gives us card draw. We want that. I think Gore Claw. Yeah, I think we get rid of Gore Claw. I think we get rid of the squirrel. You may search your library for 2 forests. Yeah, that's good. If damage would be dealt to the growth, landfall, whenever elemental you control dies, you may mill 3 cards. You may play forest from your graveyard. Whenever a forest you control enters, create a 5/3 elemental. Okay. Why don't they just have landfall? I want to get rid of the non-landfall cards if I can. Overlord gives us lands every time he attacks, which is solid. But also, he's not like super strong. Nah, we can probably cheat him out. Ogre is good. This has landfall. That's, whenever land enters, add 1 mana of any color. I think we get rid of Lotus. Doesn't really do much. Our land enters. Yeah. I think we get rid of one of the Galtas. I think the Galta we get rid of is the X-Galta. Yeah, that's one. We'll keep this one because he has trample. That's solid. Oh, Sworn Giant. Whenever land enters, proliferate. Whenever an additional land on each of your turns. I think we can get rid of this. We got 2 more. Okay, 2 more cards. I think we get rid of 1 more creature. Whichever one, I do not know. Enchant creature. That's actually pretty cool, creating copies of creatures. Oh, you may play forest from your graveyard, okay. Let's see, lots of landfall. Crater Hoof. God, I hate that art. Just give us a normal art. I like this art. Because we're going to be going pretty wide with our landfall effects. Most of the landfalls create tokens. So Greater Hoof is just good. We got Rin and 7. That's pretty solid. Let's see. I like our deck. We got some good high CMC costs. We got some good landfall. Let's get rid of this one. It does all what these ones up here do, but for 4. Yeah, let's just remove that one. And then we have 1 more card to get rid of. Let's see. That gets us stuff back. Whenever you player plays a land, that player draws a card. I like that. I think we get rid of one of these. Kind of like those though. We could just get rid of a land, but that kind of root kills the landfall effects, you know? There's probably a creature we can just drop, like this thing. Whenever land enters, but +1/+1 counter. This thing's $40. That's pretty good though. Part of me wants to get rid of Overlord, but also part of me doesn't. Let's see. Nisa's pretty good. We have a lot more elementals in here than I thought we would. Whatever land enters, proliferate. I think we get rid of this because we don't have any toxic counters. I mean, we could put toxic counters on things. Does Skewed Swarm make toxic? Or Skewed Swarm? No. Yeah, I think we get rid of this because proliferate does not do much. I don't know. It could pop off though. Because we have a bunch of +1/+1 counters. Oh, I hate hard decisions. So I'm gonna make an easy decision and get rid of Beast Within. That's the easiest decision of my life. Alright, we got 100 cards. This is our deck. I have to go, but I will see you guys in the next video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hope you all have a good day.